Do you ever say this in email? If you want respect, don't use this. Don't use these words. It's very small. It's very subtle. But what it does is it imbalances the power immediately. Immediately. You're here. You're now permissive. And it's perceived as weak. And you don't want to be perceived as weak. If you're perceived as weak, you will not be respected. It's a circle, right? So this is the kind of stuff you want to start to weed out. So asking for permission. If you are in that meeting and you're the token female and they're all talking and you can't get a word in edgewise, you don't want to say, do you mind if I add something? No, you don't have to ask permission to speak. And when you do that, then you do look like the girl that's only bright enough to scribe the minutes in the meeting. Right? You have a voice, you have something to say, you have something to contribute. Small things like apologizing. That's exactly why I wrote the book and I tagged the line of Unapologetic Women Leading in Corporate America, because we say we're sorry because we didn't want to inconvenience the other person, we didn't want to be rude, particularly in the South, we want to have good manners, we pride ourselves in that. And so we do this silly thing where we say we're sorry. We bump into somebody, we say we're sorry. You know, in email we'll say, oh, I'm sorry I missed the meeting, I'm sorry, you know, whatever it is. On voicemail, I'm sorry I missed your call. I highly suggest you drop that in your language because you don't have to apologize. Unless you hit someone's car, and I mean hard, not a figure. You are not sorry, not in business. Have you ever seen the presidents of your company stand up at earnings or stand up in a meeting in front of the entire company and say, I'm sorry we didn't hit our numbers. I'm sorry we're not going to build the big building. I'm sorry we didn't make the bid. I'm sorry we blew the project and we're out of budget. Have you ever even been in a staff meeting and you heard an executive ever start a sentence with, I'm sorry? No, so don't do it. Because you're right, you're in their world, you're in their movie. So you can talk like them. So drop that. And notice when you leave here tonight for the rest of the week, a nice short week, see how many times you say that. See how many times you say that in conversation. You would be surprised. Mincing words, not being definite. Saying things like, I'm a little bit concerned, I hope, I feel we should do this. Perhaps you could do that. It's permissive. It's very wishy-washy. It's not definite. It's not business. I mean, my God. I hope? Oh, we'd all be fired. Well, I hope it's good. I mean, do you ever hear guys say that? Well, gee, guys, I hope we make the project. I hope it works out. I hope the budget. No, you don't. They're like, well, you know, okay, we're late. We got to push the deadline out. Okay, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? They rally. You know, it's like going to war for them. They rally, they get together, they talk, they kick around ideas, boom, they're out the door, and then they're all executing whatever they do. They don't hope, they don't feel, they don't do any of that. So here again, I'll go back to slide 1. They rule the world. We're there. So if we mirror that, you would be surprised how quickly the respect goes.